What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Remember the Game. It is my retro gaming podcast where every week a buddy of mine and I sit down and we geek out about the games we played back in the day. My name is Adam Blank. Thank you so much for listening to the show. And this week it is episode 338, and we are finally crossing a bridge made up of just a hint of controversy. And that is no pun intended, because controversy, get it? Contra, is that a pun? It's Contra 3, the Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo. Is controversy a pun? Anyways, if you're wordplay, anyways. And if you're wondering why this is controversial, aside from my apparent lack of understanding of what the word controversy means, it's just because I love the Super Nintendo and I fucking love the original Contra games. But when you combine Contra and the SNES, it's never floated my boat. And I know a lot of people love Contra 3, and I've always just been this person where I said this is the one franchise where I like the NES entries more than their Super Nintendo counterpart. Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Mega Man for the most part. I don't know if there's another one, but I like the NES version better for some reason. So now, before you write an angry email and get pissed off about it or anything, listen, I have spent most of the last week playing a fucking ton of Contra 3, and I've warmed up to it quite a bit. I get why people love it. I really like it. I like it a lot more than I did a week ago. It's probably got a chance at cracking my top 20 SNES games, and before you're like, only a chance, that is my most, that is as prestigious as it gets at Remember the Game, to be on my 20 favorite Super Nintendo games list. Being the fanboy that I am, it's got a chance. It's close. I will stand by what I've said. I still think the NES games are superior. The Contra 3 looks and sounds way better than the NES games. The weapons are hella improved. It's crazy. I just don't think the gameplay is quite as tight as it is in Contra and Super C. But I'm glad I really sat down and gave Contra 3 its due. It's really solid. I'm a fan now. I'm going to have to play the Genesis one soon and see how that one stacks up now. Anyways, my guest this week to talk Contra 3 is our resident tough guy, my buddy Tyler. This is his Contra of choice, and we had a good time laughing about this one. Very laid-back episode. We recorded it late on a Sunday night, and it had a weird vibe. We kind of just fucked around. It was pretty chill. It was a good time. And the thing is, as awesome as Contra is, there's not a ton of meat on the bone to chew on, so we weren't really sure how long this episode was going to go, but we made something out of it. I enjoyed it, and hopefully that means you do as well. And we'll get to all that in just a minute, because speaking of things I hope you enjoy, because I do, it's time for another edition of the Remember the Game infamous intro. Dun, 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 dun. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard, and consider this your warning. Our intros are kind of long, but they're fun. We talk video games and stuff. They're a good time. And bet your ass they're a lot easier to get past than Contra 3 is. If you want to skip them, just go to about the 30-minute mark. You'll be into Contra chat. Or sign up for our Patreon and get every Remember the Game ad-free with timestamps. That's probably your best bet. It's $3. And then you keep our bills on and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sick. And not only do you get Remember the Game ad-free with timestamps every week, but you also get up to 4 additional shows. None of them have ads in them either. There's Expansion Pass, there's Game Patch, there's Purple Monkey Dishwasher, there's Rambling Idiot. You also can join our 1,000+ member Discord. You can write into the show. You can vote on the games we cover. You get instant access to our entire bonus podcast archives. And most importantly, you get a shout-out. I get to hear me mispronounce your name like I'm going to do to some of these people. I have actually recorded one of these live in about a month. I've been away on holidays, so I've got a few weeks worth of Patreons to shout out here, so get comfortable. A huge thank you to Robert Word, Siegfried, Ty-Math, Rock Candy, John Alstott, Bunctious, Sandy Ravage. That reminds me of that South Park episode. Ryan Semke, Nick Leon? I'm really bad at this. S32, Dildo on a Hookshot. I got that one right. Robert Abbott, Living Dead Ghoul, Sean Stretch, Raging Randy, H, John Cena is my dad, Kyle Campbell, Sherry Meyer, Andrew, Hunter Clay, Tyler Patchell, Modern S, Matt Stevenson, Patrick Hunter, Awesomest Prime, and Craig Kilcup. Thank you all so much for the support, and welcome to Remember the Game Industries. You can find all that and some free episodes at patreon.com/rememberthegame. Our subscription starts at $3 a month, and if you sign up for a year, we'll give you the 12th month on the house. Shazam. That's enough blowing myself. Let's blow some of you by blowing in some cartridges. It is our opening segment here on the show. I read a few comments and questions from our patrons, usually gaming related, but not always. And we call this segment Blowing in the Cartridge.
He blows all right. He blows big time.
That's it, honey. Get into the spirit.
Let's blow. Our first blower this week is SNES Life, who said the mini system craze seems to have faded. If you could pick a system to get a mini console that didn't, which would it be? You know, that's a good question. So there was 3 that came to mind for me. The Nintendo 64, which I still think would be cool, but I don't really need that as much anymore. They got them all on the Switch and everything. It's fine. I would redo the PS1 and make it good, because the PS1 mini was an abomination until you tinker under the hood. But if we're going with ones that weren't made, I'm going to go with the Sega Dreamcast. Or, excuse me, the Sega Dreamcast. Shout out to anyone that gets that reference. I love the Dreamcast, and I haven't played a ton of it. And I still think it's the most underrated system ever. That's why we have our Never Forget t-shirt over there in our merch store. And shout out to the Dreamcast. It's awesome. I would have loved the Dreamcast Mini. And I still think there's a very, 10% chance that happens someday. I hope so. More people need to show the Dreamcast some love, or it might not make it. Count Chonkula said, what it do, Adam? I was wondering if you'd ever consider doing an episode on music/dance games. I know you've covered Rock Band, and I love that episode. Games like Dance Dance Revolution, Amplitude, etc. will be cool to see get shouted out and talked about. I was kind of a DDR junkie back when my bones didn't creak so much. Keep up the good work. You know what, Count Chonkula? Short answer, no. At least not DDR. I've never played it. I think I'd fucking hurt myself now. I don't have the setup. I certainly don't know enough about it to carry a conversation about it. I do like rhythm games. We've done Parappa the Rappa. I'm playing Rift of the, what is it called? Rift of the Necrodancer, I think is what it's called. I'm playing a little bit of that in my spare time, and it's pretty rad. So I could see myself doing a game like that, like another rhythm-based game. But as far as a dancing game, I think those days is behind me, and I just don't have a lot to bring to a conversation when it comes to those. So if you've ever seen me dance, I make Elaine look like a good dancer for you Seinfeld fans. I'm sure Adam will play Bowser's Fury. Yeah, I will eventually. Someday I will. Says, Adam, with all of your expertise, what the fuck is an RPG? When I hear RPG, I think of Earthbound, Final Fantasy, Paper Mario, Stick of Truth. But then I hear games like Zelda, Horizon, and Assassin's Creed are also RPGs. Could you help with this? The latter seems more like adventure or stealth games. You know what? I'm sure Adam will play Bowser's Fury. I would love to know what a fucking RPG is in 2025, because I agree with you. We have been doing the Blankies, our year-end game awards, for 5 years, and every year the most controversial award of the bunch is the RPG of the Year award, because I don't know what the fuck is an RPG. Is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom an RPG? Because if I don't put it in there, people are writing it in. If I do put it in there, people are writing in, telling me to get it the fuck out. I don't even know anymore. I don't is it any game that has stat points and customization? Because that's pretty well every game ever. I know I miss the old days. You're right. When you were playing Super Nintendo, Earthbound, this is an RPG. Final Fantasy 2, this is an RPG. Super Mario Kart, Super Metroid, not RPGs. It was so much easier. Sega Genesis, Phantasy Star 4, this is an RPG. I was trying to think of another RPG on the Sega. Shining Force, that's an RPG. But there's I don't know. So is Landstalker an RPG? Is Legend of Zelda Link to the Past an RPG? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what RPG stands for anymore. The lines are blurring. Bowser's Fury. The lines are... Bowser's Fury is an RPG now, for all I fucking know. Flater Flav says, hey, Adam, if you could do a Mega Man theme park, what would your top ride be, and what would it do? You know, I actually did give this one a little bit of thought, and my main ride would be the Rush experience. And it would be you'd go through every iteration of Rush. You'd go... Maybe it would have to be if any of you have ever done the Simpsons park at Universal, it's kind of just you're just in a roller coaster cart that moves around, and then there's a big VR screen in front of you or whatever, a big animated screen, and it's Sideshow Bob trying to kill you on this roller coaster. It might just have to be something like that, or if we're gonna get nuts, let's get nuts, and it's gonna be like the Indiana Jones ride or some shit. And it's gonna get crazy, but you're on Rush Jet, and you're it's a roller coaster portion, and you're up in the sky, and then you're on Rush Marine, and the actual dome comes over you, and maybe you splash underwater. Rush Coil is just bouncing you up in the air and stuff like that. That's what it would be. It would be the Rush experience, and you're just on all the different variations of Rush, and then the Robot Masters and shit are on the sides. And I would love to go to Megaland, Mega Man Megaland. Oh my god, I would fucking pay any amount of money to go to Megaland. That'd be so fucking sick. Gerard Lavery says, hello from Ireland. I hope you enjoyed our continent. I did. Beautiful. You said a few, I didn't get into Ireland though. I'd really like to. You said a few times that you've been interested in the Jurassic World Evolution games. I'm here to try to bump it a little bit up on the backlog list. Don't bother with the first one and go straight to the second. The AI is far better as the dinos hunt or attack in herds. Secondly, Chaos Theory is a mode that lets you play through the park spaced around the movies. And lastly, there's aquatic exhibits. Big fucking Mosasaurus. That's about it, really. I hope I've helped its chances. Cheers, Jerry. You know what, Jerry/Gerard from Ireland? I really am interested. If I was going to play one now, I'm probably going to wait, because then they just announced a third one at Summer Game Fest that's coming out this fall, and I'll see how that one reviews. The problem, like, I have downloaded both Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2, and then the problem is I know y'all hear it too often. Like, I only have a finite amount of time to play stuff. And I'm trying to get through so many modern games. And I'm trying to get through so many retro games. And I usually only allow myself like one, endless time sink game at a time. Like, it was golf forever. And then it was WWE. And then it was MLB The Show. Right now it's Mario Kart World. Like, I really, if I take on more than one time sink game at a time, I really find myself fucking myself over in the world of podcasts. So I'm not going to sit here and promise y'all that I'm going to play Jurassic World Evolution, but I can give you my word that it is on my radar. Like, I love SimCity. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. And I like dinosaurs. Like, I love Dino Park Tycoon. Shout out to that game. There's an episode about that in our archives. That game's awesome. So I am interested. I'm going to wait and see how the new one reviews, and then we'll go from there. I want to. It's just the days too short. Spicy Rice said, hey, Adam, lately I've gotten back into collecting and playing retro physical games instead of anything modern. It's been a fun shift, and honestly, I think I'm stepping away from newer titles for a while. My son is 3.5 now, and he's starting to show an interest in video games, which has me thinking. I'm considering modding a Game Boy Color and giving it to him for Christmas or his birthday. The idea is to ease him into gaming while also using it as a subtle way to encourage early reading. Looking ahead a bit, I'm curious, what are your thoughts, and maybe the broader audiences as well, on introducing little man to video games through retro titles only, at least at first? Let me throw a disclaimer out there before I answer this question, Spicy Rice. I have no children. I have not been deemed fit to raise a child. I shouldn't raise a child. I get minimal time around my nieces and nephews because I am a bad influence. So any advice I give in the world of raising children should be taken with so much salt it's bad for your heart, okay? That said, if I ever had a kid, I always joked that I would start them out on an NES or a Game Boy and teach them the classics. And I think at that young age, that's the time to do it. Because when they get older and they're in like grade 1 and grade 2 and they're going to school and talking to the other kids are talking about their Switch 2s and their Xboxes, and your kid is like, I have a Game Boy. That's what's going to probably get them beat up. Like, that's it. I don't know. Do kids still beat each other up these days? I'm just saying. Like, then he's going to want to be cool and hip and play the game that all his friends are playing. But damn right, introduce them on the classics. Give them a healthy respect for the things that paved the way for the Fortnites and the Robloxes and the fucking World of Warcrafts or whatever the kids play in 2025. Or I guess 3.5. Fuck, how old are you when you're in grade 1? Like 6? So it's another 2.5 years from, I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, I think that's a great fucking idea, man. I love it. I say do it. I think that sounds great. I fucking, frankly, every year, advance them one more system. So by the time that your kid's in high school, it's like, all right, now you can have a PS6. Now it's time. You've earned it, and here's your PlayStation 6. I like that idea. Justin Bailey says, hey, Adam, what are your initial thoughts on Donkey Kong Bonanza? It's giving off Mario Odyssey vibes, and that's not a bad thing. It is not. I watched that direct the other day, and I rarely watch directs and like showcases just based on one game. Because especially when it's a game I'm interested in, I don't need to know anymore. Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a day one buy for me. I don't need to see anything else. I didn't even have to watch that, but I did watch it, and I went from like a 7.5 out of 10 interest to like a 9.8. I can't fucking wait to play that game because it does look like Mario Odyssey. And with Pauline being in it, and they're like, and I came to this conclusion when I was on Game Patch this week. Remember in Mario Odyssey, Pauline is the mayor of New Donk City. And this is a young Pauline with Donkey Kong. So if we got a prequel here to Mario Odyssey, is it going to bleed into it? I'm calling my shot. I think that's what happens. It looks fucking awesome. Day one, cannot wait. Probably my most anticipated game right now. Cannot wait to play. That or Ghost of Yotai. But Yotai is still a ways away. Cannot fucking wait for Donkey Kong Bonanza this summer. And then finally, before we move on, you know it, I know it, it's letter time. It's letter time. Nick GC said, are we stuck in a remaster loop? Will every new console just seek to relive the past by constantly remastering their old titles every generation? Or is this just a product of hard economic times that companies see this as a way to stay afloat until things get better? I want new IPs. Grow the gaming industry. Forget the efficiency matrix. I don't know if we're stuck in a remaster. I think it's an interesting question, right? I think there's something to be said for the safety net of a remaster. New IPs, listen, we all love new IPs. We all want to see more of them. But for every one that's, I don't know, what's a new IP that's caught on? An Astrobot. Whatever. You're like, for every one that is something like that, there's a Concord that just dies on the vine, right? So I understand if you're sinking a ton of money into a game, you want to keep it as safe as possible. And when you're doing a remaster of a game, I think a full-blown remake is a little bit different, but even a full-blown remake, some of the work is already done. Like if you're remastering and just cleaning up controls and graphics and quality of life improvements, I don't know a lot about video games or development, but it's like 50% of the pie is already baked. You just have to get the rest done. And even like say a Final Fantasy VII remake, like at least part of the story and everything is set. The fan base is already out there. You just have to figure out the recipe for the new pie. Whereas a brand new game, you're rolling the dice entirely and hoping that it catches on with people. And I like them as well, but I understand the fear of that from the people shelling out, hundreds of millions of dollars for these games. Plus, I will hear the argument that games like from the Nintendo 64, PS1, PS2 era, Xbox era, some have aged better than others. So a remake or a remaster that cleans it up and makes it play better is fine. Plus, the people my age, like I'm not sure how old you are, Nick. I'm 41. So like I was in junior high and high school, with the OG PlayStation and the Nintendo 64, and I was in my early 20s with the PS2 and stuff like that. I have a lot more disposable income now than I did back then. And so to pull on my heartstrings and go like, hey, remember this game you played in high school? Well, here's what it looks like now. And it's like you wanted to think it looked like back in the day. There's something to say, like this part of the sales pitch is already pitched. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a balancing act to do. I know some people say there are too many remakes and remasters these days. I personally really like them. Like if we weren't getting new games, I would be a little bit more upset by that. I agree. But it doesn't bother me yet because we're still getting more than enough new games. Indie games are carrying a lot of the weight. I still have so much to play, and I like revisiting old games and seeing them cleaned up. I really enjoy that. I can think of so many games from back in the day I'd love to see remade or remastered. So I don't think it's a problem yet. I'll keep my good eye on it and let you know. But I think it's just a risk negation. Is negation a word? Negating the risk. Man, I'm not very good at this. Anyway, good question, buddy. Thanks, Nick. Thanks to everyone that wrote in as always. We got to keep the ball rolling. So let's switch things up and get to our Smash Hit segment, the official game show of Remember the Game Industries. Play one, remake one, erase one. And a huge thank you to Glass and Concentration from the NES for unknowingly providing us with the theme music for the show. The rules are simple. You know it. Every week, I give our listeners 3 retro video games. They can play one as it was released, remake one as a modern game, and the third is erased from time forever. And as always, there are no wrong answers, but there is a right one. We'll get to that in just a minute. This week, we're talking Contra 3, so I went with 3 of the highest-rated retro run-and-gun games ever made. Gunstar Heroes, Metal Slug 3, and Sunset Riders. And for Sunset, I went with the Super Nintendo version. I haven't played it on any system, but the Super Nintendo version seemed to have higher reviews on Metacritic, so I went with the SNES version. Plus, we got Gunstar representing the Genesis. And 28% of you, it's close vote, but 28% of you said you'd play Gunstar Heroes, remake Sunset Riders, and erase Metal Slug 3. Let's see what a few of you had to say here, and then I'll tell you what the right answer was. Normal Normie said, I'll play Gunstar Heroes because you can't improve upon perfection. I'll remake Sunset Riders as a top-down Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4-up game, but keep the Western setting and tongue-in-cheek humor, and then erase Metal Slug 3 because Metal Slug 1 and 2 were good as is, making this the most expendable option. I really respect that lot because, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I was writing my notes this week, I had no idea which one to erase. There is some logic to erasing Metal Slug 3 because you've got 1 and 2. You don't have another Gunstar Heroes before that. You don't have more Sunset Riders. So I get the logic. I respect. I'll give that an A. That's a good answer. Awesomest Prime said play Metal Slug 3 because I worry that a remake would try to go overboard on what's already a solid game. Remake Sunset Riders because this game slaps and I don't see how they could fuck it up where all it needs is a graphic overhaul and some more levels. And erase Gunstar Heroes because it seemed the least interesting when I YouTubed a long play. I agree with, I get the logic. It's just, erasing Gunstar Heroes is a knife in my heart, a dagger through my heart because I love Gunstar Heroes so much. But there really isn't a wrong answer this week. I'm honestly fine with any combo. X-Jude said, play Gunstar Heroes as it still holds up incredibly well. Remake the cowboy game. The only good cowboy game we've gotten in the last 10 years is Red Dead 2, so the genre is lacking. Erase Metal Slug 3. I don't like slugs, so I hate it by default. I'm not afraid of bugs. Is a slug a bug? Are they considered bugs? I don't know. I don't like bugs, or I don't mind bugs. Slugs kind of creep me out too. You ever come out of a pile of leaves and find a slug on you? That's a traumatizing fucking experience, son. Let me tell you. JC Ice said, yo, I'll play Metal Slug 3 because it's already great. I'll remake Sunset Riders because I loved it as a teenager and I'd love to see an epic third-person anime-style Western on modern hardware. That means Gunstar Heroes has to go. I don't hate it or anything, but I never saw it as this amazing masterpiece everyone else seems to see it as. Well, then you didn't open your fucking eyes, Ice. Sorry, that's my problem. I'll deal with it. And Andrew Wright said, play Sunset Riders because it's been mentioned by some knowledgeable members of the community as a game worth of a play. Remake Gunstar Heroes as a Metroidvania where you use different combinations of the weapons you unlock to reach different areas. That sounds sweet. And erase metal, whatever, because I've made it this far without playing a game that has metal in the title and I've turned out just fine. That's a backhanded shot at the Metal Gear Solid junkies out there, and I'm fucking here for it. I was torn on this one. But after thinking long and hard, I'm going to go with the runner-up. 26% of you voted the way I did this week, as did Conebread, who said, play Metal Slug 3 because I've recently played it and the game was difficult but fun. You can't really remake Metal Slug 3 without making a worse version, but a remaster would be a different story, though. Remake Gunstar Heroes because there's no cowboys. Erase Sunset Riders because cowboys. What you got against cowboys, Conebread? I live in Alberta. We're fucking made of cowboys. I like cowboys. Them tight jeans, they fucking pull that shit off. Same order, different reason. I'm going to play Metal Slug 3 because I never really have, and it's the one, I got to be honest, it's just the one I'm most interested in. I'd love to play it. And that really put me in a difficult spot because I don't want to erase Gunstar Heroes, but I hate erasing games I've never played. So after soul searching, I'm going to remake Gunstar Heroes, and I'm just going to give it DLC and a bunch of additional content. And I'm very reluctantly erasing Sunset Riders. Before you all get mad, I'm very interested in playing it. I want to play it, but that's the rules of the game. I can't bring myself to erase Gunstar Heroes, and I'd rather play Metal Slug 3. But I will play Sunset Riders. I have Sunset Riders, and I will play it. I will play it eventually, I promise. Thank you, everyone that wrote in and played along as always. What have I been playing? Buddy, get comfortable. I've been away for 3 weeks, and I have been gaming like a fucking fiend. When I wasn't walking around Europe getting drunk. So on my holidays, mostly Hollow Knight. I wanted to replay Hollow Knight before Silksong drops. I haven't played it in years. When I turned it on, my initial file was on there, 95% completion, and it was like 45 hours. And I was like, fuck, I can't do 45 hours again. But here I am at like 25 hours and 80-something% completion, just loving it as much as I did the first time. It really might be the best Metroidvania ever. Hollow Knight is so fucking good, man. I will probably do an expansion pass on it eventually. My fear of reviewing it on expansion pass is I know I'm going to miss some content, and then I'm going to have people writing in mad that they missed their favorite part of the content. But I want to show Hollow Knight some love before Silksong. So I mostly played that, and then I tried to go back to my save file on Cyberpunk on my Steam Deck. I had like 50 hours into that game, but I hadn't played it in a year, and you all know that story. And I tried. Lord, how I did try to find my way back and couldn't do it, so I had to start my file over. So I'm about 15 hours in again, loving it. My goal is to actually finish it this time. Cyberpunk's a great fucking game. I really like that game. And then I bought and started Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown, the tactical game on Steam. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck. It's okay. I love that it's the Ninja Turtles, and the Turtles do play like the Turtles, but I find it very, very basic. Like, I love tactical games, and I'm like, Fire Emblem, this is not. So it's okay. If you've been on the fence about it, I'd wait for a sale. Unless you don't care about the depth of your tactical games, because it's pretty shallow. But it's all right. Those are basically what I was playing on my holidays. And then in the last, I've been home for 7 days now. In the last 7 days since I got home, Contra 3, the Alien Wars, a ton. You're going to hear about that in a second. I've been playing Bomberman 64, which I'm hoping will be next week's episode. So much nostalgia, but it's tougher than I remember it being. To try to 100% it. I don't think I'm going to be able to 100% it. I'm losing my patience with it, but I really like it. And then I've finally been playing Doom the Dark Ages. I really like it. I don't like it as much as Doom Eternal, but I like it. And then, of course, Mario Kart World. I've been playing like a motherfucker. It's awesome. Probably going to be next week's expansion pass. I'm probably going to review Mario Kart World and talk about what I think of the Switch 2. So again, if you want to be thinking about signing up on the old Patreon box, now is the time. Anytime is the time. But if you want to hear what I think of Mario Kart World, now is the time. That's pretty much what I've been playing, all right? So here's what's going to happen. I need a drink of water, so we're going to pause. We're going to let a sponsor in here. They're going to do their thing to help us keep the bills on. And when we get back, it is Contra 3 from here until the finish line, okay? We'll be right back after this. All right, let's get into Contra 3. As always, I like to let you nerds sound off on the game we're covering before my guest and I hog the microphone. No shortage of comments this week, so let's go through a few of the... some of the fans, because it's a lot of fans. Boy, this game's got a lot of fans. Here we go. Robert. Yes, finally, this is the best Contra game, hands down. Hopefully, Adam has a change of heart on this one. I have had a change of heart. I disagree that it's the best, but it's very, very good. And I want to make that clear, okay? Before we get into this review, please don't come at me, all right? Like, I really, really like this game. It's the third best slice in a great pizza. It's just that Contra and Super C on the NES have more pepperoni on them, in my opinion. But this is, I have 180'd. I have gone from, Contra 3 is a boring old biddy, to staring down Contra 3's dress while I'm drunk at a dinner party. Simpsons fans, you know what I'm talking about. Pee-wee Squitters said, yes, this was the first Contra game I ever played. It's got the perfect amount of over-the-top craziness going on, and the pace keeps you constantly on edge. I've made it to the final boss an uncountable number of times and I end up choking every goddamn time. Yes, as of this recording, I'm like near I might be at the end of the game. I'm very, very close on normal, but I haven't beaten it yet. I will. I'm going to beat that fucking game. I will beat it. On hard, I'm not so sure, but we'll see. I'll get there. I'll beat it on hard someday. Danger Mouse said, so many fond memories of Contra, completely unique game, got criticized for the design compromising a constant stream of mini-boss, for the design comprising, not compromising, Jesus Christ. The only danger here, Mouse, is me reading your comment. Let me try again. Danger Mouse. So many fond memories of Contra, completely unique game. Got criticized for the design comprising of constant stream of mini-bosses, but I loved that aspect. Made the most of the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 graphics and wrung every ounce of goodness out of the SSM chip for the music. I used to be able to complete it blindfolded as a teen. Now I suck balls so I can get about halfway through. Can't wait to hear your take. You know why I struggle to read some comments? It's not that you write anything wrong. You just write things in a way that I wouldn't write them. And so my brain is trying to say them the way I would say them when I'm trying to read your... Anyways, well said. Ched Hartha said, I think this is the best Contra. Come at me. That's not a... Dude, every list I looked up ranking Contra games had this one at number 1. So, I mean, am I so out of touch? No, it's you kids that are wrong. It is very good, though. And Canadian Made Punk said, hello, Mr. Blank. I'm so fucking excited you're finally reviewing Contra 3. I absolutely love this game. My parents picked it up for me one Christmas. I'd never played Contra before, so this was my intro. I played this game for countless hours and finished it many times. Many good memories playing this with friends and family. I think the music kicks ass. The gameplay is action-packed. I mean, how fucking cool is that one level you're hanging off missiles with one-handed shooting shit? And that last level is crazy. 4 to 5 boss fights. Holy shit. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this fucking gem. Also, beating it back in the day was my claim to fame at the time. Ironically, that fucking level where you're hanging off the missiles is the one that pisses me off the most. It is the coolest on paper, but the most frustrating in execution. We're going to get all of it right now. Good fucking game. It's time for me to finally talk Contra 3 with my boy Tyler. I'm going to cue up some music. And when it stops, we're going to war with the aliens in Contra 3, which originally released on the SNES on North America on March 26th of 1992, because we're all fucking old. Enjoy the episode, everybody. Let's go. All right, joining me via the blank phone on this is a beautiful Sunday night here in the world of Edmonton and surrounding areas is a beautiful guest, the one and only Tyler, back for the second time in 3 weeks. Usually I try to spread all you guys out, but Tyler came through in a pinch. I recorded a ton of episodes to get ready for my holidays and gave absolutely zero thought to what I was going to do for the week I got back from holidays. And so I've been playing Contra 3 like a fiend for the last few days. And ye old Tyler come through in a pinch. And it was like, yeah, I can talk about that with absolutely no prep time whatsoever. Tyler, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Just interrupted my workout, doing lunges in short shorts,
Oh
but
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. You did work out one time. That was a good day. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was
once
yeah,
in my 40
fucking
years of
guy.
existence.
That's why you're fucking sitting here with me on a Sunday night talking about an old video game. Contra 3, buddy. I have notoriously said many times, and I stand by it. I have played more Contra 3 in the last 72 hours than I have played in my entire life. And I like it more than I did 72 hours ago. It's really good. It's going to get a good score. It's a good game. I just don't like it as much as the NES Contras. And I think it's the only
Whoa.
franchise I can say that about. The only one where I prefer the NES
Wow.
entries.
Wow.
It's
I can't
sloppy.
believe that.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says because I know people are going to come out, so I'm just going to get out of the way right now. It's a really good game, and there's a lot of stuff about it I like, and it's really fun. It's not as tight as the two NES ones. It just isn't. The NES
I-
ones are slower. They're more methodical. They're so the two NES ones are like beating an NES Contra is like performing surgery. Like it
Yeah.
feels so good. Whereas
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one, which I admittedly I can't beat, I can get very close. I will beat this one. I promise. I can get very close. This game's really fun, but like there's so much going on and it just doesn't feel as tight and everything's bigger. It doesn't feel like surgery. It's good. It's not surgic like the
Yeah,
NES
surgery
one
with a
is.
hammer.
Yeah. But it is really. Do you like? I assume you like this one better than the NES ones.
I've played this one way more. Like we just were talking about it briefly, but like my little like portable Nintendo, Super Nintendo, I bring with me when I go snowboarding. So like whenever I'm in some shitty chalet or like I usually try to motel it when I'm snowboarding so that I'm saving money. And like, what do you need your hotel room? Sleep. That's it. And get
Exactly.
back on the mountain. So I'll bring my SNES with me, and then like Contra 3 is one of the ones that I like regularly play because it's so freaking hard compared to like Super Mario
It
or
is. Yeah.
alternatively like you're with your four snowboarding pals and you're like, oh, let's play Final Fantasy 3, and then instead of snowboarding you've been sitting in your motel room for 4 days straight to beat
That's a
the
good
game.
point. Because you and I were
So
talking about the Super Nintendo Classic. The Super Nintendo Classic, that's a great little system. I love the SNES, the little mini one. But
no,
like,
it's so good.
yeah, we were talking about the games that are on it, and you're right. Yeah, if you're like out for a weekend with the lads and you're just like need something to play at night, we're having a couple of beers. You're right. Final Fantasy 3 or Earthbound, it probably isn't the game. Like
Yeah,
it's Contra or it's Mario or something like that.
or
Yeah,
Super
that's
Punch
fair.
Out. Like it's like Mario, Super Punch Out, or Contra. Where I think Ghost and Ghouls was on it too. But those are kind of the games that like if someone dies within 30 minutes, not oh we're gonna go through this like epic
Yeah, yeah.
72-hour story, and
And
we'll name
well,
it all the characters after us.
and and Contra will kill you in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah,
That is true. It's to get back to your point because you were like I played this one a lot more. I want to like I think because I posted on Twitter a few days ago that like I really liked Contra 3, but I just think from a gameplay perspective it is inferior to the two NES Contras. I just do. And I had some people say yay and some people say nay. And I really think that's what it comes down to is what you played more. Like growing up, I played the two NES Contras like religiously. I barely touched this one. And so I just have that attachment. But it's just like those two are so slow and your sprites are so much smaller and so like everything on the screen like the backgrounds aren't as busy and the game isn't as busy so like you can really see every shot coming at you and like I said it feels surgical whereas this one like if I gotta say if I'd never played the NES Contras I would adore this game because it does a lot of things better than the NES ones, but it's just so busy and there's just so
yeah.
much going on. And call me an old boomer, but I'm playing it and I'm literally like I can't even tell what's hitting me. What the fuck is killing me now? What's going on? And now I'm hanging from rockets in the sky. What's this? What am I supposed to be shooting at? who shot my motorcycle? And I just felt like an out of touch old man. So I really like it, but I think it's what you grew up with and what you like
Yeah.
more. That said,
Gather round,
worthy.
children, and Adam will tell you about the time he
Yes.
played Pong on
Yeah,
the
exactly.
video screen.
That and maybe part of the reason I like the NES ones better is because I can beat the NES ones.
Yeah,
And I have yet to beat this one.
that's a big perk when you can get the good job, you win.
It's like it's a dick measuring thing, right? And I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
My dick is very small when I play Contra 3. That said, though, dude, in 3 days I can get to the last. Like I'm very close. It's let's fucking man. What a like. I really like running guns. I don't play enough of
I
them. I love these
yeah,
games.
I love them.
Like, have you
I
ever
don't
played Gunstar Heroes?
yeah.
That game fucking on the Genesis. Hottest take. I think Gunstar Heroes is a better game than this too. But that's just me.
Oh,
I think Gunstar Heroes is magnificent. I gotta play Contra on the Genesis now and see how good it is. Because I
'cause
hear it's really good.
so like my favorite running gun was Metal Slug, but that was like
Sure.
I think that was just an arcade game.
No. Well, there's a bunch that like got ported and stuff. I haven't played a lot
Yeah,
of Metal Slug, but I have Metal Slug 3. But it's like Fiddler on the Roof. Like I have it and I will watch it. I will play it at
yeah,
some point, but I haven't yet. I
yeah.
don't know, man. These games, running guns are just so great because you can pick them up and just waste an hour. And I don't even get that mad when I die because I know I'm gonna die. It's just fun. Like it's just brainless, mindless, shoot everything that moves fun. And Contra 3, like I I guess first and foremost, I have to say, like, of course it's going to compared to the NES ones, but it's fucking beautiful.
Oh, it
Like,
looks gorgeous. Yeah.
holy Jesus, man. Like,
But very
fuck.
similar to like Super Star Wars or anything on the SNES. Like I love the graphics on the SNES. I
Me too.
love everything about it. The music, like everything. It's like Mega Man X, anything on here. It just is like it's not peak, but like the next generation, 3D, it just wasn't there. Like they were doing something new, and it always takes a little while for new things to get hammered out, right?
Yeah.
So
I
like
think this is peak. Like, I think for 2D gaming,
that's what
I
I
think
mean is
like
this is
this
the
was the
peak.
peak.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying is like this was the peak, and then like the next generation, not a step back, but they were doing something new, so it just wasn't as polished or whatever. So it just didn't seem as good as this, but it was a stepping stone towards like what we have now, right? But
Totally.
I love the graphics in this game. Like there's a mission right after the motorcycle mission where you're fighting this like airship and all these guns are coming out and you end up like jump blowing up the gun turrets and then you're like flying, you're hanging off the bottom of a helicopter and then the missiles the helicopter fires at you, I guess, you're like hanging off of and jumping from missile to missile
Yeah.
as you're like tailing the gunship and trying to like blow up its engine force field
Yeah,
so that
you
the
got to shoot
missile.
at those turrets. So you can get that
Yeah,
red
yeah,
glowing orb thing. Yeah, the
yeah, yeah,
hemorrhoid on the
yeah,
back. Yeah.
yeah.
Um
This is actually how in the future AI and nanobots are going to remove hemorrhoids from.
yeah, two little
You're
guys
gonna,
with guns are gonna hang off rockets and shoot at
yeah,
them. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and you're gonna
It
have to play Contra 3 this mission to remove your hemorrhoid, and if you don't beat it, guess what?
oh fuck.
Sucks to
That
have a
means
hemorrhoid.
yeah, 90% of society suffers from hemorrhoids in the future because they can't beat Contra 3. And it's funny you bring that up because that's one of the things that like I'm very yin yang on. Like I like the level variety in Contra 3, but at the
Oh,
same time, I'm like again being the old man that I am. I'm like I liked it when it was just simple, just running and shooting. And now it's like now I'm on a fucking. I'll be honest. Like I fuck it. That's stage 4, I think, where you're on the motorcycle thing and then you jump onto the helicopter bomb and then you fight that boss that's hanging off of the helicopter bomb and then you're jumping from missile to missile shooting that big ship. I have to say, like, I think that's the coolest level in the game, but it's my least favorite to play because it's just so busy and like I get irritated with the having to jump from missile to missile while I'm trying to shoot while I'm also trying to dodge its projectiles. But it's at the same while I'm getting irritated with it, I'm also like, fuck, this is so cool. Like, does
yes.
that make sense? I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
like it
yeah.
and I hate it at the same time. Because
No,
half of
no.
my deaths are because I fucking don't jump off the stupid rocket fast enough. and then it crashes into the force field, and I just fall to my death. And I'm like, I didn't even fucking do anything. I like, fucking makes me so fucking angry sometimes. Fucking game, fucking Contra. God damn it, that level makes me so mad. Fuck.
That's how I feel about the top-down levels. I
Yeah.
hate the change from the side scroll to the top down. That's the only like big gripe I have with the game is like it's
Well, and like,
cool. It's cool. Like I really did you ever play Smash TV on the NES?
no, it's one of those ones that it's like a hole in my resume because people keep recommending Smash TV to
Oh
me.
man, it's super good, but it's they've never really done anything else with that idea or that franchise. But that's what the top down thing reminded me of. Is kind of like Smash TV, just like zoomed in a whole bunch. Which
See,
is
it's
not
funny.
bad. It's not bad. Like it just I just wanted to be side scrolling. Especially like I really liked I think it was stage 4, the motorcycle mission you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that mission and like the follow up to that is a top down mission and I would just I don't think as a youth I don't think I ever beat it. I've beaten it as an adult, but yeah.
See, now that's
I
funny.
hate the top down stuff.
A few people wrote in saying, yeah, they never beat stage 2, which is the first top down one where you're in like the destroyed city. But it's funny because like until this last week when I really decided to sit down and sink my teeth into Contra 3, that was always where my gameplay ended as well. I'd beat level 1 where you're just running through the city,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that
You get the
level's like,
tank, you blow up the
yeah,
wall, you fight the turtle, the
that
mutant
level's a good
turtle.
time. My only beef with that level is and this was where I like there's a part in that level about 2/3 of the way through where like the streets get bombed and then you
Yeah.
need to like scurry along this like these old pipes or something and
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
hanging up
yeah.
there shooting. And now it doesn't bother me at all, but when I would just fire it up and play it like once, I would always die in there a few times because I was like, so am I dodging the fireballs or the fireballs random? Like, what am I? And that's just me. Like, it's just NES Contra. Everything that can kill you is so obvious. And in this one, I didn't feel like it was quite as
Yeah.
obvious. So like but then that's fine. I figured that out. I got past it. Level 1's a good fucking time. It's a good time. And then I would get to that first top down level where you're in the streets and you need to go around and find the 5 turrets and kill them. And I agree with you, dude. I would always die there. And I was like, fuck this. And the original Contra on the NES, it would go from the side scrolling to ones where the camera was like behind you and you were running toward the back of the screen, kind of.
Yeah.
And I never loved those. But then Super C on the NES had the top down, and I love the top down areas in Super C. And I had a hard time getting into them in this one. I like them now for the most part. But I think what fucks me around with them on the Super Nintendo on Contra 3 is like you use L and R to turn,
Yeah.
and that feels so unnatural.
Yeah, I really don't like it. And I imagine like if it had thumbsticks, I would
Sure.
like it more. Like if it had kind of modern controls and you weren't like yeah, I hate the way it turns. Like it just
Yeah.
feels like you're steering I don't know. I don't even
Well, it
know.
just
It feels like you're
especially when you're
steering a skid steer or something. Like it just doesn't
yeah,
feel good. A skid
especially
steer
when
feels
you're
better because you have joysticks. Like it's awful.
well, especially when you're trying to steer your way through those fucking mines on the ground and like you're using up to move, but then left and right to turn, and you're also trying to watch for enemies and shoot. And it like I got a feel for it, and then it was okay. But I agree. The second one of them is the one you mentioned at the beginning of stage 5, where you're in the like dirt,
Yeah.
and there's all these like whirlpools and like
Well, and the
I
ground shift which way you travel, like I found
I
it just
I fucking
wildly.
I hated that level. And then for my money, like again, I haven't beaten the game. I've gotten very close. That boss you fight in that fifth world where you beat up the 5 ant nests or whatever, and then you have
Yeah,
to fight this like giant, I
turtle
don't know what the
shell
fuck it is. Yeah,
with
with
an
an eyeball
eyeball
in
in
the
the
middle.
yeah, I don't know.
And that one, dude, near the end of that fight, on easy it doesn't do it, but on normal, the screen is like shifting around because you're on a giant conveyor belt, and it's just I'm lost. I
It
cannot figure out a strategy to shoot that thing properly, and I hate
and
it.
you
I
need
hate it.
the laser.
Yeah,
Straight
yeah,
up,
but like
get the
I
laser and then it's so hard to keep on target. I agree.
oh
I hated like not just that boss fight, like that I just don't like the top down. I want it to just stick in a lane. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool that they did a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's fine.
it feels yeah, I agree. I don't know. I grew to accept the overhead levels, like as I kind of got a feel for them. And I want to make this abundantly clear. Like any of my gripes with Contra, it's not about dying. I've played a lot of Contra in my life. I know that's what you do in Contra. You die. I know what I signed up for here. Okay, that's fine. But it's just those top down levels. It feels more. They feel like they're just trying to show off what the Super Nintendo can do, as
Yes.
opposed to really make them like fun. They can't hold a candle to just the classic side scrolling levels. Like
What's
not even close.
there's a name for what the Nintendo why the Nintendo was supposed to be able to do that. It was like the um
The Mode 7 or whatever the fuck it's called. The Mode
yeah,
7
yeah, yeah,
chip or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 that's exactly it. Yeah. So I don't know. It was supposed to yeah. I think you're pinning the tail on the donkey there. Like it definitely feels like a hardware showcase levels.
Yeah, if it just controlled better, like
Yeah.
it wouldn't be so bad. But I agree with you, like especially because that I really like getting back to the levels. I really like level one. Like at level one in all three Contra. Like in the first Contra, you're running through the jungle, and then in Contra two and in or Super C, excuse me, in Contra three, you're just running through the city, and it's like that's what I want Contra to be. Just soldiers running at me from the front and the back. Occasionally they pop out of the doors above me and they're shooting down at me, and you're just picking up different guns and just running through the city shooting at everything that fucking moves. Like that's it's the same as at the beginning of Contra or the beginning of the I can't remember if it's the third or the fourth level, but like when you're up kind of in the sky and those stupid bugs are coming down trying to get you near the end. Like I love those parts where you're just running
Yeah.
along shooting everything that moves. That's where Contra's at its best. 1,000,000,000%. All the gimmick levels, like the top down is okay. That I don't like that motorcycle level. It fucking pisses me off.
Oh,
It's
I love it.
call me an old man, but it's too busy. I can't. I I really again surgery. I love when I can just dial in and any flashing little dot. I'm like, that's the bullet. I got to look the fuck out for that. And I find I just maybe I'm an old boomer, but that fucking motorcycle level, there's too much going on. I can't track where all the fucking things coming at me are, and I'm dying to shit that I never even saw coming. And I don't know. Maybe I just suck, but like and I want to make it clear, like on normal difficulty, I can get to stage 5 without a continue now. Like I will beat this
Oh,
fucking
that's
game.
pretty. That's really good actually.
Thank you. I've been practicing a lot. Like I have played a
Yeah.
lot of Contra. I could hear that music. Like I've played a lot of Contra 3 the last week. So like it's not like I think it's cheap. It's not like I think it's bullshit. I get so irritated when I can't see. And like you said, the just simple run and gun levels are where you can it's on you to keep your head on a swivel and look for everything and you can usually see everything and that's where the game really shines.
Yeah. Is stage
Um
5 where you fight the giant brain?
uh well, okay, so stage 1 the boss at the end is that big blue turtle. He's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Stage 2 is the top down one where you kill the 5 nests, and then you kill that like weird turtle creature with like 6 arms and
Yeah,
like a
it's like a
laser.
mechanical
Yeah,
mechanical thing, yeah.
and that one's pretty easy. And then stage 3
It's very
is the
long.
yeah.
And
Oh
that's where
fuck,
you fight
buddy.
the twin Terminator robots.
Stage 3, yes, stage 3 can die in a fire because the first part of it is fine. And then you're hanging on the wires and the bugs are coming down and you're killing them. And then you have to go through like 3 different fights with this fucking robot with these Dr. Octopus arms.
Yeah,
And
yeah, on the wall where he's swinging the arms
ah,
up, right? Yeah,
and
that's
it's that
so hard.
that now that I have finally have figured it out, I can beat him. But that fucking guy on the fucking wall where there's spikes below you, you're hanging off of a wall, he's got his 2 claws in, and he's just kind
I
of shifting up and down, waiting for you to stand still so he can like impale you. And you need to like
yeah.
lure him in and then move and shoot him. And I'm embarrassed at how long it took me to get the timing down to get out of his fucking way.
Well,
I
and I
hate
love
him.
I hate that fight. It's very hard. That's like till you figure that fight out, that's pretty much where your game ends.
That was where my
Uh,
game ended multiple times.
Same. Like to this day, I have trouble with that. But I love the boss in question. This is something they did in the SNES all the time when they didn't have enough like computing power to graphically have like tendrils coming, like actual Doc Ock arms. So instead, they would put like little round balls, like uh, what's that? Toe Jam and Earl did that too. Like a bunch of games did this for the SNES, where they would have like dinosaurs instead of having a neck, it would have little round balls, And so the arms, the like arms for this robot that's like climbing above you and trying to impale you are just little round balls with like animated fucking ticks that are spinning around on it. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so SNES. It's like the quintessential kind of like, hey, we ran into issues with processing. This is what you get. It's his arms. Use your imagination.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of balls with a magnetic field between them almost. Yeah, yeah. But it
Yeah.
works. It fucking
Yeah.
works.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
use your imagination. It's good. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
No, it works perfectly. It just I could not find the fucking once you find the timing for them, super easy. But
Yeah.
finding that timing cost me multiple. Oh, there was some rages. There was some fucking rages. That fucking that
Well,
piece of shit.
and he's the midway boss. He's not like
Yeah, because
there's a boss still, and the boss is twin robots with another giant big brother robot. Like
yeah,
it's not.
because
This is a hard level.
that level fucks you up because you get past him and then you have to climb up this area where you're fighting those green wingmen from the NES. They're easy, piece of cake. You get up there, it's all good. And then then you have to fight those two fucking Rock'em Sock'em robots, and the one is on the floor doing like a piss spray, and the other one is jumping up and grabbing the ceiling and shooting like a mini spread gun at you. And
Yeah.
then if you manage to beat those two, then you fight the giant blue devil robot which is pretty rad the way he like rips through the back of the screen. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But that was a great dude. I was I gotta be honest. Like I'm not a very good gamer, but there's certain genres, platformers and kart racers. I consider myself above average at, and then I consider myself pretty good at these running guns. I'm like, these are my games. I get these, and
Yeah.
I really thought that like I kicked World One's ass once I figured out the top down thing for level 2. I'm like, I got this. This is gonna be a piece of cake. And then level 3, that fucking spike robot killed me so many times. And then I finally got that figured out. And I'm like, all right, Adam, you're good. Let's go. Then those two fucking Rock'em Sock'em robots game over me. Then I get past them. Then the Blue Devil robot fucking killed me over and over. And I was like, am I so out of touch? And I was like, no, it's Contra that is wrong. But that is a really fucking like
That's
I
hard
I
level.
know they're
It's
really tough, man.
and it's the level 3. Like if it was 3 levels split up, it wouldn't be so hard. The fact that it's one long running level makes it that much more grueling.
Yeah,
Because
agreed. Yeah.
it's not like you get to the halfway point and you're fighting that wall climbing robot trying to stab you and you die there and then go hit continue. You don't start right there. You have to restart the whole level. Like it's like
It's
because it's so
vicious.
long. Yeah, that's a super hard level.
Yeah,
You
that
know
one
what they
I got it now.
yeah,
Now I can beat it, but fuck me, that one took me a long time.
you know what the level's called? The old cyber mill. The old
Yeah,
cyber
yeah.
steel mill.
And then you get through there, and then World 4 is I just had
That's
in
the
my head
bike. The bike.
right, the bike. And that I want to say again, very conflicted because I think it's the coolest level in the game. I just find it to be
It
the most frustrating because there's
it
so
is
much going on.
yeah, it feels very fast. Like up until that level, I like using the laser and the like multi rocket, like the blue rockets. I think it's C or something.
Yeah,
C.
I need something to put in after we're gonna talk about the weapons in a minute. Because I agree. The weapons are awesome as fucking game.
I on this level I try to switch to the flamethrower. Because then you can just hold down your attack
Yeah.
button and like basically spray and pray swinging at the ship above you. So then
But it's
even
not
though
that
everything feels fast, you just kind of have that like constant attack.
that's what irritates me is it's not the like I can kill everything. It's like you know what gets me the most? You know what kills me the most on that fucking bike level is near the beginning. There's all these like foot soldiers on bikes like above you, and they're like
Yeah.
lobbing these blue grenade things. And I fucking miss them. Like I don't see them. And it's like,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
that's where
yeah.
I get so there's not a single level in the NES Contras where the background is just moving like that. And that's why I prefer them because I just maybe I no jokes, like I have one eye. Like I don't see
You
everything.
beat
And
me
I'm
to it.
like,
I was waiting till you finished
it's
your
true. I have
I
one
was gonna
eyeball.
be like, well, you're at a
Like,
disadvantage.
so maybe I did, but I don't see them. And then they get me, and I'm like, and it makes me so mad because like I'll have some runs where I will see them and I'll get through there without dying. And then I'll have a bad run where I just don't see them and I don't even jump. I don't see them because when they hit the ground, they send off the big explosion and I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't see them coming. And then I just burn lives. And it makes me, I need to, I can't, again, it could be I have never ever used my eye as an excuse for why I'm bad at a game. And I don't know if that's why now, but I just can't focus on the enemies and the shots they're throwing and where I am and these fucking blue things. I can't see it all against that fucking background. Nothing in this game. Well, level 3 killed me way more until I finally figured out how to beat those robots and shit. But like
Yeah.
nothing with a on a even though I've gotten better and I can get to like stage 6 now, nothing beats me in this game more than those fucking guys throwing those blue things. I can't see them. And it makes me so angry because I'm like, if the fucking background was just darker and so I could just have a little bit better like line of sight of them, no problem. But I fucking can't. And fuck, I have tried so oh God, I've tried so hard to get better at my game range. I really have. And I had a moment this morning. We're recording this Sunday night. It's Sunday morning. It's like 9:30. Shaylee's like upstairs chilling. I'm down there with a coffee. I'm in a good mood. The sun is shining. I'm like, today's gonna be a good day. And then I died. I must have burned like because I turned my lives up to 7 for practice runs. Just because I want to. I'm on a schedule. I need to see as much of this game as I can. And I probably burned 5 or 6 lives this morning on a run on those fucking bikes. And I was down there and I came upstairs and Shaylee was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I am fucking not okay right now. I'm going to sucker. That fuck anyway.
Yeah,
I struggle there.
My wife doesn't ask if I'm okay anymore. She just assumes.
Oh, she fucking digs in. She's like, "Oh, why do you play them if they make you so mad?" And I do the exact same fucking thing to her when she plays Zelda because she'll get so mad when something's beating her in Zelda, and then I'll be like, "Why do you play it if it makes you so mad? Shut the fuck up." We will.
This is relaxing. I'm having fun. Aren't you having fun?
I would say like 10% of every fight we have had in our almost 20-year relationship has began with one of us just poking the other one at some game rage. Like, because that's all it is. Like, we don't fight very often, but one of us will poke the other one, and the other one will be like, "Fuck off." And then the first one will be like, "I'm just kidding. Relax. You fucking relax." And then you know how it is.
Yep.
Then at this point now, the ball's rolling down the hill. You're not stopping the ball now. So
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
I need to. Go ahead.
I need to let a sponsor in here. I desperately need the money to pay for my trip. So let me let a sponsor in here. They will do their thing. We still have weapons to talk about. We still have the difficulty. We still have lots to talk about. Okay. So we'll be right back in like, I don't know, however long this takes. Okay. Before the break, you had tried to bring up some of the weapons. I have to say, like, I don't know how critical I've been in this game so far, but like, I have to say, by far, my favorite thing about Contra 3, as something it does a billion times better than the Nintendo Contras, is the weapons. Because everyone knows when you're playing NES Contra, get a hold of the spread gun and then just protect that gun with your life. But in this one, dude, I don't feel like there's a bad weapon. Like,
No.
they're all awesome.
Like I had my favorite combo was like the laser and the blue missiles. And like
Yeah, the C one, yeah.
when this first came out, like I did not know that you could sit there and switch back and forth and have like a volley of one, a volley of the other. Like there's like a way to do that now. Well, there was always a way. I was just a dumb kid. Where you can shuttle back and forth, so you can get like the benefit of whatever 2 weapons you have, and
Yeah,
just sit
yeah.
there and shuttle them. Such a like that's how you beat bosses quick. That's how you like own this game. But I
Yeah.
love having the laser, and I think it was called the crush.
Yeah, I don't know what so there's the
It's
L for
like
the laser, the
yeah,
S for
like
the spread,
F
uh
for flamethrower.
F
I
for
think
flamethrower, H for homing missiles. And then I don't know, I couldn't figure out what C would stand for because they're like little rockets.
Yeah, I think it's I knew it back in the day. I think it's crush, and it's like it's the hardest hitting. Like the homing rockets are weak, but you don't have to aim, and then the
Yeah,
crush
yeah.
rockets like they
They
like
pack a punch, man. They will
yeah,
fuck
they
shit up.
shred bosses. Like
Yeah.
it is, if you don't have it as your secondary, you better have it as your primary. And
Yeah.
then on the bike level, I liked having the flamethrower, but I just love the combination of weapons. I love being able to switch, effortlessly. The
Yeah.
barrier is sick, like getting that personal shield and just
Yeah.
running through everything. And like the classic I think they called it. It wasn't the M80. It was like the M80,000 kilo bomb, like
The bombs?
the
Yeah, yeah.
AOE bomb that clears the map. Instead of M80, it's like M8 80,000.
I only ever use those on bosses. I would like save them for the bosses, and then as soon as I get into a boss fight, I just start mashing every
Uh,
smart bomb I've got in the bank and just let them stuck and start lighting them up.
I would use it. I would use it to get through like busy levels, like the bike level.
The bike
Uh,
level, I should probably start fucking using them more because that fucking bike level.
yeah,
Ah,
anything where there was
it,
lots going on the screen, I would use it to just clear it.
yeah. Well, that was, and that's, and like, and that's my two favorite things about this game. Both boil down to the weapons, and one is the fact that they've all been upgraded, and two is the fact that, like you said, you can carry two of them. Took me a lot because I made the rookie mistake. I please listen to me. If you kids out there today, I sound like Don Cherry. You kids out there, if you're gonna play some retro games, take 2 seconds and look up the manual. Okay, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they don't come with tutorials. These are designed for you to play with the manual. And if I had just looked up the manual earlier, I would have known that I could hit X and swap from one weapon to the other. And you're right. The strategy that comes with carrying two different weapons is night and fucking day. Because
oh, it's
I like a
so good.
spread gun or a homing gun, the homing missiles for the level. They're great for taking out every enemy around me and everything. Then when I get
Yeah,
to a boss fight, laser, crush, or flame, any of them, where I can
yeah.
just fucking light an enemy up. I gotta tell you, dude, because like I'm team spread gun on the NES ones. I actually the spread was the gun I used the least in this one, which
I hardly
is
used it.
insane to me. But it was like because the homing missiles does spread better
Yeah,
because you literally just hold shoot. I love the homing missile because you just hold shoot and then the whole game is just about playing defense. Just look for
yeah.
whatever's going to hit you. The homing missiles will find them. And then like you said, that flamethrower, that
It
thing
hauls.
it hauls. And the fact that you can like steer it in any of the 8 directions. So as long as you hold shoot while you're running, you literally just have this wall of flame that you're steering around you. Where I found that really useful was in stage 3 where you're like up in the sky on like the scaffolds and you need to fight all those like green rolling turret things.
Yeah, yeah,
You get a laser works for it as well, but I preferred the flamethrower because it's got longer. Like you get the flamethrower out, and just as soon as one of them pops up, just put your flame on it, fucking lights them up. It's awesome. The only problem with it, same as the laser, is they just don't have the reach of like the
yeah.
other
And
projectiles. They got to get close to you.
yeah, and it just a little bit more like directional based, right? So you have to be
Yeah,
aiming and
and
like
then
spot on, especially with the
yeah,
laser. You have to be spot on.
that laser, I like that laser in the top down levels because
Yeah,
you can get it in front of you and then you can use L and R to like turn yourself 90 degrees and just anything that gets in front of you is disintegrated by this fucking laser. But the problem with it is it's really tough to get to those like manhole enemies with it because it just doesn't shoot far enough.
yeah.
You
And
know, so
it's the only way I beat the top down levels is with the
is with the
laser.
laser. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, those C bombs, man. I don't know what the fuck. I guess crush. I don't know what the fuck it stands for. They pack up on like every weapon kills most of the enemies in like one hit, but against the bosses, those things fucking decimate.
Well,
If you can
so
get yourself in a position to just light a guy up with one, you'll destroy him.
yeah, so like the boss that you had trouble with on level 3, like the two robots and then the buddy who rips through the wall, the way
Hmm.
you do it is you hang on the roof with the C the C and then like a flamethrower or something as your first and you rotate between the two. And that first guy who's about to jump up and climb up there with the C with the crush gun, you can kill him before he can actually knock you off the roof and then you just spend the rest of the time shooting down.
Oh, I
And once you
fucking
blow off his legs, he just hops around down there, but he can't get up to you.
yeah. Well, and that's like I'm embarrassed to admit it, but like the first 2 or 3 times that those two Rock'em Sock'em robots fucked me in the ass, I did not realize that I could climb the wall and stick to the ceiling.
Yeah,
Once I
yeah, yeah.
figured that, as I was like, I can't. I was like, I could hear myself downstairs. I'm like, I can't jump that high. And then finally, I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes! And I was like, now I'm on the ceiling. Now it's fine.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But it becomes such a massive strategy in the game, and again, is like I can't even. Frankly, I think the gap in gameplay, for in my opinion, from the NES to the Super Nintendo game, is not as big as the gap in weapons from the NES to the Super Nintendo because the NES games really are a like get a hold of spread, protect it with your life. And they did
Yeah.
such a great job in leveling up the rest of the weapons in this one. I was really, really impressed with the weapon system in this game. And then the fact that you can swap between two of them is awesome. And you know, another strategy I found was when I was going through an area where I was a little bit worried about dying, I would switch to the weapon I wanted the least. Because if you
Oh.
die, you only lose the one you have equipped. And so, like, if I really want to hold on to my homing gun, I'll unequip it while I'm going through an area because I'm like, that way I have it later, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Um, Plus,
I
you get
would
your
just
smart bomb
have
back every time.
I would just have nothing but the crush gun and
And that's the other thing is you can like
always
duel
lose
up.
it.
Yeah, because you can also like hold L and R and then you'll fucking like shoot both at the same time, like kamikaze style. And
Yeah.
I never really found it particularly useful. I just thought it was awesome. So, massive shout out to the weapons in this game, and God bless them, because Contra is not exactly known for its forgiving nature. Very
No.
forgiving to replace your smart bomb every time you die, because if you die against a boss 2 or 3 times, you get a new bomb every time. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
that's pretty
Very,
forgiving.
very, very forgiving when like the top three highlights of Contra are tight controls, intense difficulty, and explosive gameplay.
Yeah, yeah. Here's a book, and
I'm reading
on
that
the
online. I'm like, and then the next two highlights, because that was the first highlight, say the same thing. Where I'm like, what the hell?
the other thing about the difficulty in this game is shout out to the fact that you can like go from easy, normal to hard and pick 3, 5, or 7 lives.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge
I
fan of
love
that.
that.
Yeah,
Well,
because it
and
gives you more gameplay, more replay.
and that's just it. That's one of the things that like a lot of people it's like almost an honorary badge to beat Contra on the lowest amount, like having the lowest amount of levels on the hardest difficulty. Like that's a badge
Yeah,
of honor, being able to do that. Not just beating it on the hardest difficulty, which you can
yeah.
practice on by having 7 lives, but on the hardest difficulty with the least amount of lives.
Well, my understanding is that you actually have to beat it on hard to like see the end of the game, which I've
Yes.
never done. So,
Me neither. I've not
but I
even
will. I
attempted.
fucking
Yeah.
will. Mark my words. I fucking
I
will.
love it.
I love that because like this is one of those games that like realistically, if you're good at like when I sit down now to play this game, I'm in stage 6 after about 20-25 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
like they're not long. They're same as Contra and Super C on the NES. Like I love those games, but like they're not long. And so at least this is a way to like see a little bit more return on your investment as a kid or as a parent. Because like you said, you start the game playing on easy with 7 lives, and then your ultimate goal is to get to hard mode with 3 lives and beat it that way. And my favorite thing about the Contra games is that there's not a lot of RNG. Like if you practice them, you know what parts of each level are coming up. You know what the floating barrels that are going by are going to have inside of them. So you know the ones you need to get and the ones you don't. They really
Yeah.
are just the practice makes perfect genre. Like these games are literally practice makes perfect. And those are the games I love the most. I
Yeah.
love just putting in my reps. Like nothing I, I know I've probably brought up on the show 3,000 times, but like, I don't know why a Dark Souls game can't get me when I have such such an affection and such like a borderline like obsession with just these rinse and repeat, try again, try again, try again, tough retro games. I don't know what the difference is, but that's one of my favorite things in the world. Castlevania, Contra, Mega
Yeah.
Man, just
Yeah. Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
them over and over until you crack that code. It feels so fucking good, man.
What's funny is like my nerd herd that plays a lot of games. They love the Souls games. I can't stand them, but every run and gun shooter, every run and gun game, every like I think they're all just called run and guns, even though
I think they're just
Castlevania.
running guns. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All the ones you listed are like some of my favorite, and I cannot like even Metal Gear or not Metal Gear, Armored Core. Like I feel like the newest Armored Core was a Souls game, and I can't get behind them. I just don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the 3D or what it is, but whereas like I'll play Castlevania all day,
Me
all day.
too. Dude, they're like for any of you that have watched them, like Contra, Castlevania, Batman on the NES almost broke me. Battletoads and Battle
Oh,
Maniacs. Like, I love these old games. I will sit here and swear for days and just beat my head against the wall and try again.
oh
And I
man, I
and
just
I
had a good idea. Like, you love these old games so much, you should start a podcast and we could talk about them.
Yeah, no shit. Oh fuck. I'm a fucking sick shit. I like, and again, like, I'll come upstairs after sitting downstairs swearing at one of these games for half an hour, and she's like, "What's your problem?" I'm like, "I'm having fun. Fuck off."
Yeah.
But this
I'm
was fun.
relaxing.
Yeah. This was fun. I again, more time spent within the last 72 hours than in my previous 41 years on this planet. I still I like it a lot more than I did a week ago. Uh it's got an outside shot at cracking my top 20 SNES games now,
Ooh.
but I can't like it as much as the NES ones. Call me old fashioned. It's just I like my it's I can't think of another series where I like the NES entry better than the Super Nintendo one, but I do with Contra. Um, but Contra 3 went from like a black sheep get away from me to like you can come to dinner. I like you. You know, it's a really good fucking it's really fun. Dude, like I know it sounds lame, but Tyler, I'm sitting down there this morning and it's Sunday morning. It's like 9 a.m. I'm in my sweatpants and I'm playing Super Nintendo. I'm playing like with a Super Nintendo controller. And it's like I was 12 years old again. Like I
Oh,
was just like,
man,
this
I
is
love
sick.
that. Yeah,
Like the
that's
graphics, the
awesome.
music, it's a good fucking game.
I had a similar experience where my son was playing Switch. He's now allowed half an hour of video games each day on the weekend, and he was playing Donkey
Hey,
Kong Country, and he was like, "Dad, help me with this level. Dad, help me with this." And I was like, "Oh,
nice.
it's so good. I love it."
He gets half an hour and you let him play Donkey Kong Country.
Listen, listen. So, just so you know, both you and I are dopamine addicts, and I'm trying to have him be better than us with the lessons we learned through a
All
lifetime
right.
of video game addictions.
Like, make no mistake, I love Donkey Kong Country. I'm just like, that's a pretty unforgiving game. Like, that's a
Oh,
fucking
oh, I thought you were saying he only gets half an hour. You were criticizing the amount of time. I was like, well, he's
no, no,
6. He
no,
needs to
no, not
learn
at
how to
all.
regulate his screen time
No, that's
first. Once he
good.
has it down and he can regulate himself, he's
No,
fine.
no,
He can
no,
play
no.
more.
I'm not criticizing that at all. That's good. I wish my parents would have done that. I would have
Yeah, I was
turned
like,
out
Brittany
way
made a
different.
very good parenting choice that she's forcing me to enforce,
No,
okay?
no, my criticism is that the poor kid gets a half hour and you're like, suffer through Donkey Kong Country.
he
Like,
he picked Donkey Kong Country. I was trying to get
all
him to
right.
play Minecraft. We were gonna build a house together, and he
Yeah, yeah,
decided
something
that
a
was
little bit.
BS.
I was like, Jesus Christ, just give him Dark Souls and fucking Apple for Christ's sake.
Here,
All right.
son, you're a
Yeah,
man
here's
now.
Elden Ring. This is gonna be good for you. Yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ. Fucking poor 6-year-old having to just all you can play is Elden. When you can beat Elden Ring, and we'll move on. Why just give him Ninja Turtles for the NES for fuck's sakes. Um,
Start where I started. Here you go, kid.
yeah, yeah. That was good. It's good. People have been on me to cover this game forever, and I was a little bit hesitant because I was like, I don't really like it that much. I like it a lot more now. It's good. It's very good.
Yeah, I
It's very good.
I I like it. Like I said, it's one of my go-tos. I go snowboarding at least once a month in the winter months. We live in Canada. The winter months are most of the months.
Yep.
So I used to go like once a week, uh, having kids to stop that. So, but for a while, like I was playing Contra once a week with my pals, and like we started beating it pretty regularly. But it was like how we chilled out after the hill.
Yeah.
So I love this game. I absolutely love it. I love that. I wish they would have asked him, but I feel like when in the 80s and 90s when these things were being made, there wasn't as much like, oh, we should get this artist's permission. So they were like heavily inspired by H.R. Geiger, who is the artist who I might be saying that wrong because I'm not Swedish or German or wherever he's from, Austrian.
Oh, if you did, I'll fucking hear about it.
Yeah,
So,
perfect.
yeah,
Correct.
thank you.
Let Adam
Please.
know. He
Yeah, please
filters
tell me,
out
please.
filters out the
Nothing
comments and tells me the nice ones. So
yeah, nothing warms my fucking heart more than fucking 30 emails. Wow, well, actually, you said
It's
this
the
wrong. Yeah,
it's
fucking
Heinrich Richter Geiger,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, whatever.
Wow,
HR
well, it's
Geiger, the guy who designed
ocarina. Yeah.
Aliens. He was a weird artist. He designed a bunch of artwork for like album covers that Danzig used. Korn, the lead singer, his microphone stand was designed by him.
Oh
Like
wow.
very prolific. The whole Aliens franchise, like he designed the aliens, the way they're the aliens, like their whole aesthetic is all him.
Oh,
Very
okay.
cool. So that's why Contra has like elements where you're like, oh, that kind of looks like aliens. Like some of the way the corridors look in the
Oh,
background. There's the like
okay.
many skin folds and stuff like that. Like it's a detail I love. I'm such a nerd about shit like that, where it's like the artist behind the artist. I love that stuff. And
See this. See, that's nice. That's nice because when my buddy Brad and I, if you haven't listened to it yet, my buddy Brad and I a few years ago did an episode about the original Contra, and we got to a borderline shouting match with each other about the box art and about whether those two guys were Sly and Arnie from Rambo and Predator. And
oh
so I never even thought of the fact that you're right though. The bad guys, some of them do look like the aliens. And it's so
yeah.
nice that instead of yelling at each other, you just explained something and I was like, "Oh yeah." See, clearly Brad is the fucking problem. Fucking dink. You
Mom and dad are
that's
fighting
nice.
again.
You're right though, because in stage 6 of this game, there's a part where you're because at that point you're in the alien base or whatever the fuck. And there's a
Yeah.
part where you come
Ooh.
across this big head that keeps spitting out these larvas that are hatching
And
and flying at you. And that
they
looks like the
look like
alien.
face huggers. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Son of a bitch. I learned something today.
Well,
Wow,
and even
shit.
like the background, the way the background looks on that level, like it's all these like fleshy skin folds, extra eyes everywhere, extra mouths. Like it's, you know, the aliens running around on that level even look like the aliens. And then there are the face huggers ripping around, I think. I might be mixing up Contras, but
They
I'm
do
pretty
no,
sure
they do look like
there's
them though.
face huggers in this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good game.
Oh, I love. And
We
then
gotta score it.
I just wanted to say
No, please, yeah.
there was like a weird thing with the first Contra when it was released in like the Japanese release. It takes place in like 20 or it's like 2665 or something. Like it's way in the distant future, like you know, whatever, 600 years in the future. But in the North American release, they like changed it so it wasn't taking place off the coast of like New Zealand on this like super tech alien island. It's taking place in like the Amazon rainforest in present day. So then in the in the Contra through like in the original Contra, it's like Bill Reiser and Lance Bean are the two character names.
Right.
And then in Contra 3, in the North America release, you have two different names. Your character names are Jimbo and Sully, and they're the descendants of the original guys. But like in the Japanese releases, they didn't change any of that because it's still just taking place during 2636 or whatever it is. So it's like this ridiculous, like normally they don't change things for the North American audience. They change things for other audiences. I just thought it was weird. Like I was like, why they do that? Why make it present day? Why not have it be a future run and gun? Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I could yeah. I tried to read about the story of these games and shit. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. And then I was reading about all the different ports and what's changed, and I'm like, even the arcade I've tried to play the arcade versions, and I'm like, nah, these suck. Give me the
Yeah,
NES ones, and
yeah.
now give me the Super Nintendo one. This
I
is fine. It's fine. It's
I
good.
just
Very
love
good.
going and reading about like the story behind the game, but also like the story in these games. Because as a kid, like if yeah, you're playing Castlevania, it's like yeah, I'm killing Dracula. Like
Right.
I don't know what else is there to it. Well, actually, Dracula was from the 21st century and time traveled back to become the Lord of Vampires. And then at some point, his castle's in the future, but it's in the past. And then you're his son, and and there's this weird, convoluted, giant storyline. And you're like, wow, this was a side scroller that took me 30 minutes to beat, and you guys thought about
Yeah.
this way
Oh,
more.
dude. Every time my buddy Bradley McHugh is on the show to cover a Castlevania game, he explains more of the lore to me. And I'm like, I so now now we are Dracula? And he's like, no, now we're Dracula's offspring fighting the landlord or I don't fucking I'm like I just that's why am I a fanboy for Nintendo? Yes, but that's why I like Mario. I'm like, it's keep it simple, stupid.
You're-
The lizard has the girl, and we're gonna eat mushrooms and get her back. And I'm like,
yeah,
all right, thank you,
makes sense to
thank
me.
you. Yeah. Okay, I have no idea how to fucking score this thing. How about just I don't know. It came out in
92,
yeah.
1992.
Okay, let's do out of 92 because it came out in 92. That's an easy one. I'm tired. It's Sunday night. I'm going to bed after this. You're the guest, Tyler. Out of 92, what do you want to give Contra 3? The Alien
85.
Wars.
85. The
Ooh,
year I was born.
that's just
Oh
dox yourself.
well.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it like I'll give it 80. It's good. I'd give it like an 8.5. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I think it just comes down to what you played first. I think in some ways it's like Mario 3 versus Super Mario World. It's just which one did you know better? You know, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I like Super Mario World better. I like NES Contra better. But I've grown to very much appreciate Contra 3. In fact, I will beat it and I will post an Adam Sucks at Video Games of it. I'm determined.
Did you just
So,
say you like Super Mario World better than Mario 3?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I love both.
Wow.
Like don't get me wrong.
Wow.
That's like the two best slices of a great pizza. But
Yeah.
I like Super Mario World. Like if Super Mario World's a 10, Mario 3 is like a 9.8. I just like
All
Super
right.
Mario World better. Give me a cape. The cape is better than the leaf. So
Oh my goodness.
yes.
This is
The leaf gives you
tables are
stupid
being
ears.
flipped.
Cape
Yeah,
makes you a
you turn into
superhero.
a raccoon.
Yeah, but I'd rather be a
What's his name?
superhero.
Tanuki? Tanuki? It's like a Japanese folk
No,
creature.
the Tanuki suit. The Tanuki suit.
Yeah, but isn't that what you're like Tanuki Light when you get the
Yeah,
like
you actually get a Tanuki suit in the game, and then it's basically the same thing, but you wear a onesie and can turn into a statue. So now this is. I hope people have enjoyed this episode. I think we're both tired. This has been an all over the map fucking episode. This has been good. I've enjoyed
Is
this.
it-
I've enjoyed this.
Me too. I mean, it's a short game. It's really hard to stay
It is a
on
short game. You're
target.
right.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
I'm sorry to
No,
the audience. But
this is longer than the game.
everybody should look up a Tanuki in Japanese folklore and see some of the original artwork for it. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully you're over 18 when you look this
Oh
up.
yeah, look at that Tanuki.
It's
Oh,
Are you seeing the one with the like orange banner behind the writing and it's like two of them and one guy's getting smothered by the Tanuki's like whatever.
yes,
Whatever
yes,
that yeah.
yes, I
Like,
am.
uh,
Beat.
yeah. I read a book by Tim Robbins or Tom Robbins. I might be mixing that up. Tim or Tom Robbins. That was about a Tanuki and like that was an issue that he ran into the whole time slinging it over.
Oh.
It's like that episode of South Park. Buffalo Soldier.
Oh Jesus, Tyler, I'm done talking. You talk. If you would like to plug away?
Right. So, I last summer.
Sorry, I'm done with these. I'm closing this Google search. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Go
had
ahead.
to as
Go
well.
ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
uh,
You were
I
saying last summer.
last summer I was in was part of a film. I'm just trying to look up the trailer to send it to you. I should focus on one thing at a time. Uh, I was in a film last summer, and it should be released like next month sometime. Called Contamination. It was a super intense, really fun experience. Mostly intense because like my daughter was born while we were filming. I was working a shutdown at my like day job, so that's like where they're like, you're on nights 12 hours a day for the next 30 days. It's like awesome. I'm also filming a film during the day, so sleep is optional. Um, so very cool experience, very cool project to be on. Um, it like I said, they haven't had an official release date, but I think they're done with a bunch of the film festival circuits that they were putting it through. It won a couple awards, like a couple like smaller horror movie film festivals. Gave it best picture, best actor, um, best screenplay. Sorry, not best picture. And I think Neil, the writer and director, and star, I think he got an award as well. Either way, it's done with the film festival circuits, and it should be coming out right away here. Um, it's like a survival horror action thriller, like kind of like Aliens meets Predator kind of thing. Like it's super. I don't
They
know.
should
It
do
should be
that.
good.
They should do a movie where Alien meets Predator.
Yeah, it's they should. I can't tell if you're
Sorry.
being facetious
Yeah,
and
no,
have
no,
seen
I'm
it.
not.
I was like, is this Adam making a joke or is this
Yeah,
because
that's
Adam
a
hasn't
sign
seen
of
a
a
lot?
good. That's a sign of
Well,
a good comedian. Is he making a joke? That makes me feel good. But I mean, 'cause
well,
you're
it's
right.
because you
No,
haven't
I
seen
get
a
it.
lot of movies. Like,
I
if it was
know.
anyone else, I would have been like, oh, haha, yeah, good. But
I have seen
because you
it. It makes me
haven't
feel
seen a
good.
lot of movies, I'm like, well.
No, that's fair. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrail your plug. Please continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm super pumped for it to come out. It's the first big thing that I've been on for film before. Like, I've been on a couple little TV shows as an extra. Always kind of have this, like, people are like, "Oh, hey, did you audition?" I'm like, "Pfft, no, I'm buddies with that guy, and he said show up with my gear just from airsofting and paintball and having being like a mega nerd. Like, people seem to
Nice.
invite me to do these types of things, so super neat experience. Um, but yeah, that's coming out right away. People can check out the trailer on YouTube. It'll be attached to this episode, I'm assuming,
Yep.
and it's going to be available for rent or purchase on like YouTube, on Apple Plus, on Bell and Shaw streaming services. In the States, it'll be on Amazon.com, but I don't think we'll get it here. I think there's something weird with .ca and .com. Even like anybody who shops on Amazon in Canada knows you can't get certain items.
Yeah, they
Pain in
hate
the
us
butt.
up here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Um, yeah, so it'll be. I think that's all the streaming services. If not, I mean, it'll be. I'm sure I will promote the shit out of it when it comes out too.
Good for you, buddy. That's fucking
Yeah,
sick. That's pretty fucking cool. I'll check it out. Yeah. No,
even
I
just
was
to
gonna make a
make fun
joke,
of
but I
me.
will.
Go watch it and
Yeah,
make fun of me.
that's what I'll do. He looks like Ned Flanders fucking is fighting. It's awesome. It's you'll
Yeah,
see.
I
You'll
the
see.
whole time we were filming, I kept on making jokes about how my OnlyFans was only Flanders.
Only Flanders. Dude, have you ever
Uh,
seen have you ever seen like the lore from The Simpsons where they show that Flanders is like jacked as fuck and just hung like a fucking horse?
I mean,
Like
that's.
it's
Are you
like yeah,
saying it was ironic that I was doing an
he could
OnlyFans
do
that?
Only Flanders. Yeah.
I'm not
Oh fuck.
jacked or
This
hung.
has been there it is. Good. That's a great ending to the most. I don't know. The show is a weird. It's a weird feel in Remember the Game Industries tonight. Feels odd, but that was fun. I enjoyed that very much. I'm tired. I'm like I will literally be in bed 10 minutes from the time you and I click this off.
Nice.
But this was good, buddy. Thanks for stepping up. I should have planned better. I didn't, and you came through and saved me, just like I knew you would. So thanks for doing this, buddy.
Anytime.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Tyler, thank you so much for coming through to pinch and giving me a shout to talk some Contra 3 on about 24 hours notice. That's why you're a legend, my friend. Thank you for doing that. Everybody, check out Tyler's movie trailer. It's fucking really cool. It's pretty dope that he's going to be in this thing. I'm excited for him, and I hope it works out. So go find it over there, and that way we can all talk about how he was on the show before he becomes Hollywood's next big Ned Flanders stand-in. And thank you, of course, to all of you for listening, because sure, it's great that Tyler came on the show to talk about it, but without all of you, we're just two schmoes talking about old video games. Now we're two schmoes talking about old video games with people listening, and that is pretty awesome. So appreciate all of you so much. Couple of quick asks, okay? If you like the show, leave us a good review. I'd really appreciate that. I read them. They make me feel good about myself. So leave us a nice review if you don't hate the show. That would be really rad. And if you want more of these, patreon.com/remember the game. I plug it every week, but it really is a smoking deal. $3 is all it's going to take to get you in the door. And they don't charge it the first day of the month anymore. They charge every month on the day you sign up. So it's a pretty great fucking deal. Hundreds upon hundreds. There's about 300 expansion passes, 230 game patches, plus the entire 338 episode, including the mysterious episode 2 of Remember the Game, all there with timestamps and no ads for $3. You're keeping my bills on, and you're getting a whole bunch more of my voice, okay? I don't think I have anything else to plug. I'm on YouTube. Sometimes you can find the videos there. Might try to do some streaming this summer. I haven't been on Twitch in months. Might try to do some streaming this summer. So twitch.tv/remember the game. And look for us over on Reddit. We're over 1,100 members now, which is pretty fucking rad. And I think that's good enough. Yeah, that'll do. I need to drink some water, so I'm going to call it here. I'm going to thank some patrons and shut this episode down. Thank you all so much for listening. Grateful, appreciate all of you. And Normally, I skip the first Wednesday of the month and drop something out of our Patreon archives in place of a game to try to give me a little bit more time to catch up. Doing my best, though. If I can get it done in time, next week we're talking Bomberman 64. If not, that'll be the week after that. And then I got some great games lined up for this summer. Just in case you're wondering, a couple of the games I've got on my list, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver won our Patreon poll a month ago, so that one's going to get an episode later this summer for sure. Kirby's Dream Land 2, Mutant League Football, Crazy Taxi, Toe Jam and Earl 2, Mario 3D Land, all games I'd like to get on the docket over the summer months. So have no fears. We've got episodes for years. I'm thanking some Patreons and leaving. Thank you for listening. Talk to you later. Cheers. Remember the Game is brought to you by our Patreons. I could not puke up all the content I churn out every week without all of your support. The following people are at the senior executive vice president level or higher at patreon.com/rememberthegame, and as such, I am contractually obligated to say all their names as quickly as I can. So a huge Remember the Game thank you to Remember the Game Hall of Famer Slick Motherfucking Rick, Makeshift Mellow Magic Money, Sharonic, Jay Nasty 15, Jort King Keegs, Dan of Dissect That Film, Doug Dorn, Chris Fleury, Andrew Wright, Jordan, Eldest Millennial, Lil Bunny Fufu 89, Angry Ticks, Dave Thompson, No One Cares, Scott Brooks, Aaron Lawson, JSK Fusick, A-Town Morgan, Zane Donovan, Ryan Kinchin, Mike Maloney, G9PSX, Mercury 869, Wolfgang Darren, Andy Hudson, Doogie, Wolf Magic 21, Johnny from Virginia, Squint, Dean Donian, Titan 420, Zonko 504, Jeff Bergeron, Daniel, John Woodruff, Randy Barrage, Just a Fish, Grease Me Up Woman, Holmes, Zach Shepard, Captain Black Silver, Triple 3, Chugger 22, Elijah Burns, It's That Nerd, James, Madam Nudsitch, DBXJ, Jamil Williams, Steve Dalk, Standard Ass Brian, Dude Where's My Game, Mizuru, Juris Dr. Mario, Tyler, Phil Lencher, Joe the Sandman, Jake Carter, Laces Out, Dan, Growlywog, Beaver Boy, Thomas Smith, Leroy Westrich, Rush's Dog Walker, Stud Still Smash, Matt Babineau, Gabe, Fuzzy99, Decoy Man, a dude named Adam, Wyatt the Surgeon who's not a surgeon, Rowe, Blaine the Hoagie Man, Scary Terry, Storm Beagle, Archangel Otaku, Earl, Hago Waffle, High Plains Drifter, Jimothy, Oroku Saki's Gardner, Cody Richardson, General Fury. I use small words to help Adam say it more good. Max Legroom, James Juan Francesco, John of the Adult Children Podcast, Mr. Arkansas, Drugs are bad, okay. Sam Carpenter, Donnie the Dude, Walter, Sleeper Hit, Squeak Nuts, Isaias, Hits Meals, Timmy the Exuberant Turtle, Wimp of Stupid Stooges, TTRPG, Christian Gabriel, Maverick Marty, Musty Beetle, Graham Kennedy, Timothy Sabrinsky, My Left Nut, Beef Dingleberry, Quiet Place Queen, Christopher Britt, Zamatos, Big the Cat, Tadpole, T-Bear 87. I'm sure Adam will play Bowser's Fury, Brandon DeZeba, Kia Pup, Monstrous D Boner, AB Killen works for me, Ted Explosion, Ryan Perry, Alex R. Please refrain from tasting the knob, Scotty J, Just Car Pranks, Zombie Xe, Bartman Forever, Dar Skywalter, Postman, Nick Creature, Adam Martinet, The Big Deal, Ryan 4664, Kevin Monroe, Can't Destroy Her, Pee Wee Squitters, Nordak, Leroy Jenkins, Lord Palmerston, Beers of War, Because 19, Infinity Rage, Marcus Mendoza, Roger Stahlbach's Pool Cleaner, Lucas Shaman, Frosty Bear, Max Sandin, Sour Goat Face, Faded Sufferance, Benjamin Atkins, Carbon Fiber Zombie, Chris Hill isn't scared, that could be anyone's ass, Beam Money, Penguin Milk, Fallen Snow Kiku, The Supreme chose a Rizzo, you son of a bitch, why? Tell me why. E-Man Trucker, Mark Sneed, Shoeboxers, Adam Blank still hasn't reviewed Mario Galaxy, Jake Callahan, Robbie Air, Brian Richmond, Pitt the Elder, that's not a Barty quote, Pitt the Elder, Bula, Matt Zeus, Too Much Karma, Cesar, Fill Up My Mouth with Farts, Liquor Like Luigi, Cody Thompson, Kevin Kellums, Put It in Age, Chaz Hammond, Mr. Jabroni, Big Daddy Randall, Ida Yellow, Ryan Whitcomb, Justin Tate, Daddy Secret Little Chubby, Thrill Ho, Toby OP, Scotty McGee, Alex McIntyre, Spider Cat, Eric Hopewell, Darbles, Generic Name 238, Gannon's Magnum Dong, David Schroeder, Moncal, Diablo Spartan, Justin Blair, McCracken, Wilco, VOS Rager, Super Jess, Captain Steve N, Ryan Stemmerding, Comebread, Wrecked Ralphie, Desiree, Super Science, Afaria, Savage Boosh, The Grim Patron, MacGyver 88, Travis Sanders, Lord Salazar, Flater Flav, Captain Asbury Juice, Doogie Bowser MD, Topher Love, Thunder Leaps, Legendberry, Jinxie 425, Akira's Network, Horror Nostalgia, a podcast, Jeff Leopard, Game Boy Gannon, Fancy Store-Bought Dirt, Botfucker, Mike Hag, Shane's World, Devin Collins, Trooper Galactus, Exotic Chaotic, Just James, Spooky Dookie, Profound, Frank Preeves, The Okayest of Muffins, Landon Turquoise, Siegfried, Raging Randy, and Tyler Patchell. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, especially you. You know who you are. Thank you all so much for the support. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you later. So long.